The Cardano ecosystem is showing no signs of slowing down when it comes to developmental growth, even though the wider crypto and blockchain space has taken a breather, with Bitcoin dipping back down to around the $65,000 range. As a part of today's video, I want to talk about the gaming sector, DeFi and finance, as well as synthetics in the wider reach when it comes to centralized exchange listings based on Cardano native assets. What's up, Beta Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. As a part of today's video, we're diving into the latest updates when it comes to Cardano. First things first, I want to talk about Cornucopias, who has just released a huge update when it comes to their tokenomics with the release of their token paper. Now, after that, I want to dive into some of the utilities and exactly what that has to offer. Next, I want to dive into details surrounding World Mobile. We've got the release of 7 new air nodes. We've also got an interview with Josh Watkins, who's the founder and CEO of the Minutes Network, which will be a partner for World Mobile. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that as well. Third, I want to highlight Genius X. We have the first ever claim of tokens going out to Genius X stakers, and I want to highlight those details and exactly how you can go ahead and join and earn some of those platform fees as well if you're interested in their accelerator program or their launch pad. Last but not least, I want to talk about Cerra, which has just integrated with Xerberus, and then we'll close out with a brand new exchange listing, a centralized exchange listing from the Butane team. If it's your first time stopping by Dapp Central, my goal is to help you find your footing and just find your way here within the growing Cardano ecosystem. If you do enjoy and appreciate updates just like these, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by and you want more content like this, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions or comments, then leave them down below. I am also a single stake pool operator, so if you want to earn ADA, Cerra, and the Matera governance token, all per epoch, then consider delegating and supporting the channel by delegating to the Dapp Central Stake Pool, which is stake pool ticker DAPP. Jumping straight into the first set of news pieces for today's video, I want to talk about Cornucopias. If you're not aware, they're an MMORPG built utilizing the Cardano blockchain. They've also gone multi-chain, releasing some NFTs in their token on ETH, and then more recently on Base, released by the Coinbase platform. Now, what we just got was the release of their tokenomics paper. So I want to highlight number one, how you can get access to it. And then number two, some of the key pieces that it covers. Now, I'm going to be fully transparent. This is extremely thorough. And so there's going to be a lot of digesting to do. And it's a long read. So I don't have all the details just yet. But again, I'll be reviewing this in more detail and trying to provide more context surrounding exactly how I think this economy will play out. So if you want to find out more about it, you can head over to their official Copy Wiki, which is available at copywiki.cornucopias.io. I'll leave the link to that down below. As you can see, this breaks down their token economy, the Cornucopias or the Copy token utility, and the token flow. So essentially how the token is able to flow through the ecosystem, whether you're a holder, a staker, a creator, or whether you're operating, services or providing value directly within the game itself. So towards the bottom, we're scrolling down a little bit. This breaks down the Copy token utility, which number one and first and foremost will be the fact that this will be the official currency of their marketplace. If you haven't already checked it out, they've already got their own NFT marketplace or their own NFT minting platform. But I assume that this will also be integrated in any other marketplaces inside the actual game once it launches. Now, this can be used for outfits, tools, weapons, vehicles, properties, tournament passes, and other exclusive in-game items. Next, we've got governance. This is pretty key here in this space, the ability to vote on certain topics in just the direction when it comes to development of the Cornucopias game moving forward. Third, we've got rewards, and then we've also got advertising directly within the game. So whether you're a traditional player or whether you're a business coming into the game, you can advertise your own services, and you'll be able to do that and pay for that using the Copy token. Next, after the actual utility, we've got Copy staking updates or Copy staking details. So you have the ability to stake in 3 separate ways. First will be to stake for NFTs, which basically allows for you to stake and receive NFTs. And you can also stake directly for Kopi. So it states here that players have the option to stake for Kopi and yield additional Kopi depending on the amount staked. So I assume that these will be some of the inflationary token supply or inflationary emissions going over to existing holders who are willing to stake up their assets or lock it up for X amount of time. Now, we also have a last option when it comes to staking, which is to stake for discounts, where it states that when purchasing items available for sale on the marketplace, staking your Kopi token for a set period of time, for example, 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months, will give you an additional discount when actually aiming to purchase that item. So really interesting concepts here that I haven't seen being done on other platforms. I would say probably the awesome or the best one that I'm looking forward to is the staking for NFTs. Again, locking up your Kopi in order to earn exclusive NFTs, which I assume would have some sort of utility within the actual game. So let me know what you guys think down below. Again, highlighting the utility, the staking. There's a little bit more down here surrounding their buyback and liquidity provisioning system, which essentially is made up to allow for increasing of liquidity on DEXs as well as on CEXs or centralized exchanges in order to make it easier to get access to the token, but also reduce the price impact for larger trades taking place on decentralized platforms or on centralized platforms as well. I want to take a moment to shout out the team, which has now been listed on Bitrue, Gate.io, Maxi, just to name a few. Kopi is really getting out there. And again, keep in mind that they're not just on Cardano, they've also branched out into ETH, recently being listed on Uniswap, arguably one of the biggest DEXs in that particular ecosystem. Scrolling down, we've got a little bit more information surrounding governance, voting eligibility, which it states here that stake tokens or staked LP tokens will be eligible to be used towards voting power. However, you will not be able to use tokens that have not yet been claimed or tokens that are vesting or tokens that are not staked. There's additional information here surrounding the voting process in their ecosystem flowchart. So this is really where things begin to heat up. Again, as you can see here, the team has taken a lot of time and effort to think about the economy. They've brought on, I believe, an actual economist to talk a little bit more about how this can actually happen and how the token can have utility and be able to really survive on its own without a constant need for new, fresh liquidity, which has been a problem with other play-to-earn models or play-to-earn games. Again, I'll be diving into this a little bit more into the next couple of updates, and I'll probably release a fully dedicated video breaking this down, but I wanted to highlight that this tokenomics update or this tokenomics paper has been released by the Cornucopias team. Next, I want to move into the World Mobile project. As it stands, we've got the release of 7 new air nodes, bringing the total in the USA to 5. Of course, we got 20 on the way with the recent sale and close out of the Operation Air Node Beta, where we saw air nodes being sold specifically in Reno, followed by 653 air nodes deployed in Zanzibar. And then we've got 839 in Pakistan, bringing us to a total of just shy of 1,500 air nodes. So the team continues to build here. Zanzibar, the first location they've rolled out into, and just based off of the coverage we're seeing here, it looks like all of the outside areas, right? So the West Coast, North Coast, East Coast, and South Coast have all been covered when it comes to air nodes. So again, huge shout out here to the World Mobile team, but that's not all. I do want to quickly highlight the fact that when we're talking about air nodes and Operation Air Node, we have Clover Notes, who's joined me here on the channel plenty of times to talk about World Mobile. He is also an ambassador, meeting up with an air node host. So he has opted into a contract with this host, who's there in the blue shirt, to be an operator, right, for this air node that the man in the blue shirt here is a host for. So he probably owns the property or the location where this air node will be going up, but he'll be collaborating with Clover or Cal in order to actually operate that air node. So it's a win-win situation for the both of them, right? That person may not necessarily be the most technical. However, he's able to leverage Cal's experience in order to become a member of the sharing economy. In addition, we've got Mickey there, one of the Soper twins. And then we've got fellow ENO, Jeff. So Jeff, happy that you're able to make it out there. Hopefully you guys were able to enjoy the event. But I want to quickly highlight that bit of news. Next, we've got the roadmap report coming out from the World Mobile team. They've got a Trello board breaking down all their latest developments. I'll leave the link to that down below. But as it stands right now, they've moved a couple of things to different columns, dictating where they are in the actual release process. As it states, they've moved into the release column their Airnode's sales platform, or OPBAN, as well as their telecommunications settlement. So OPBAN, again, that was completed not too long ago. And then they've moved some other items into public testing, which includes their multi-chain wallet. Moving over into the private testing phase, we've got their Airnode provisioning, as well as WM.net. I'll jump over into future videos. And then they've moved a couple of things into in progress, which include scan for points, levels, and badges, as well as the scan for points map. Again, if you want to find out more about this, they do have a full dedicated Trello board where you can actually see the progress that the team has made, and they do update this in real time. So if you are a WM fanatic, just like I am, jump over and make sure to stay up to date when it comes to their roadmap and progress. Next, we've got the WMT buyback program, which will be benefiting the Earth node operators and the World Mobile token stakers, while also increasing the price by purchasing WMT on the open market. As it stands right now, the latest buyback has been for 23,000 WMT tokens, with a total buyback of 924,000 WMT. So to translate that over into USD, or the US dollar, the latest buyback amount was of $5,100, and the total amount bought back currently stands at $180,000 USD. This has been going on for just a little bit over 6 to maybe 7 months. And again, I think that this is a huge opportunity here and a huge incentive to also become a WMT staker or an Earth node operator. Next, I want to go ahead and close out by highlighting a recent interview done surrounding the Minutes Network, which was founded by Mickey Watkins' younger brother, Josh Watkins. So he joined a couple of members here on the Crypto Dad channel, and they talked a little bit about his background, what Minutes Network is, and the relationship or partnership with World Mobile. If you're not aware, there will be an airdrop for World Mobile token holders, who I believe will also be included in the model for the Minutes Network. In addition, they talked about the white paper, the tokenomics for the Minutes Network, as well as node operations and their reward mechanism or the reward system. So I'll leave the link to that down below. Make sure to go ahead and check that out. If you do enjoy updates like these, right, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by and you want to subscribe, or you want more content like this, then consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions, then leave them down below. And I mentioned earlier, supporting through the delegation to the Dapp Central Stake Pool if you want to earn your ADA, Matera, and Cerra. Next, I want to talk about the Genius X protocol, which is the sister product to Genius Yield. So Genius Yield is an AMM style DEX, where Genius X is an accelerator and a launch pad. And we saw them launch about a year and a half ago, bringing on board token launches for multiple projects, including Genius Yield. And then we also saw them onboarding multiple projects, right? For example, like Smart Places, and more notably, the Pneumonium project, which I'm going to talk about here as well. So they've got two key offerings. As I mentioned earlier, they've got their Launchpad, and they've also got their accelerator program. And both of those provide direct rewards back over to Gens X stakers. So as a part of this update, we have the first ever token distribution for anybody who's staking their Gens X tokens on the Genius Yield DEX. I've walked through this process on other videos. It's a very simple process to open up a vault, select your Genius X tokens that you want to stake, the lockup period, and you can also get a boost by staking your Genius X NFTs as well. So the first ever distribution is now live. And if you've been staking your Gens X tokens on the Genius Yield platform, you can jump in there and begin to view how much of the tokens that you've earned. Quickly recapping the utility of the token here, we're going to work our way down from the bottom up. Looking on the left-hand side there, we have projects who will be paying a fee with their native token to the accelerator. That's if they want to be onboarded and receive guidance surrounding tokenomics, marketing, etc. They'll pay for that, again, through their native token. Then 20% of those tokens earned by the accelerator will be going back over into the treasury and then be split up amongst all the Genius X token stakers. Similarly, on the right-hand side, we have projects who are using the Launchpad to launch their own tokens, right? This is a platform for token sales. We'll be providing a fee to the Genius X Launchpad. That also goes back into their Treasury DAO, and that's then distributed back over to their Gens X stakers. So that's a quick breakdown there of the utility for the Gens X token. And I mentioned the Pneumonium project earlier, which has now been onboarded through the accelerator. So you can imagine that the Pneumonium token will be distributed back over to Gens X stakers in their future releases. Now, if you missed the first release, if you go ahead and stake now, you'll be included in the next drop, which I believe, let me jump back over here, which may actually be released on a monthly basis going forward. So let's see here. The first release will be for the Fluid tokens, or for the FLDT token, the Drunken Dragon Games token, the Reach Metaverse token, the Hyenas token, and ADA. Now, taking a closer look, I don't see any mentions of the future releases, but I'll make sure to go ahead and highlight those as they do come along. So jumping back over here, we have the Pneumonium project, which has now been onboarded. It states here that they already have a strong project with an active staking system, as well as a market royalties platform for NFT owners and a Cardano stake pool, of course, all bundled up together with a vibrant community. So they'll be joining the ecosystem, again, getting information and strategic partnerships, right, with Genius X to better get insights as to how to deploy, how to grow, and how to engage their community. Last but not least, when it comes to Genius X, I want to quickly highlight their partnership with Sedan Labs. I had Jason and a member from Sedan Labs on the channel not too long ago, but they've partnered up here to bring Cardano to the masses in Hong Kong, one of the wealthiest cities, I believe, in the world as it stands right now, with a huge population of millionaires as well as billionaires. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out and how this impacts Cardano's perception in that particular area. Next, I want to jump into updates surrounding Cerra, which I just mentioned I've become a partner SPO for in the last week. So if you guys want to find out more about how to earn Cerra, as well as ADA and Matera, I'll leave the link to that down below. But as it stands right now, they've also integrated onto the testnet and the mainnet the Xerberus risks rating. If you aren't familiar with Xerberus, they're a risk rating platform, which their job is to analyze certain protocols on Cardano and provide community the risk assessment stating how trustworthy and any potential issues or concerns they may have about a project. You can imagine that on a platform like Cerra, which is aiming to bring forth multiple DeFi platforms or multiple DeFi services and products like derivatives trading, P2P lending, peer-to-pool lending, as well as copy trading, that knowing which projects you're interacting with will be a huge point. So with that, they've onboarded this Cerberus V2 in order to allow for anybody who's trading and using the Cerra Finance Hub to better understand which projects they're getting involved in, and they can quickly jump over into the Cerberus platform in order to review the risk rating associated with the assets trading on the Cerra platform. Last but not least, I want to quickly touch on Butane, which has just got a brand new centralized exchange listing through MEXC. So MEXC is one of the top 10 listings, or one of the top 10 exchange platforms, which has been listing a lot of Cardano native assets very recently. We've seen AXO listed there. We've seen the Cornucopias token listed there. We've seen the MEL token listed there. And I believe there are rumors surrounding the listing of Indigo as well as the Iagon token on MEXC. As it stands right now, deposits are live for the Butane or BTN token / USDT trading pairs, which that just opened about 3 hours ago. So you can now go ahead and pick up the Butane token directly from the MEXC platform, bringing much more ease in terms of adoption for Cardano native tokens for anybody who doesn't necessarily want to create their own Cardano based wallet, or that might have USDT, which obviously isn't right now supported on the Cardano network. That will do it for today's Cardano Scoop, breaking down everything going on in Cardano, touching on Cornucopias, World Mobile, Genius X, Cerra, and the Butane protocol. As always, if you found this particular video to be helpful, or if you just learned anything along the way, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by Dapp Central and you want more content like this, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions for me, then make sure to leave them down below. That said, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.